weekend is almost here, and that means racing to win, because Hong Kong racing comes up this weekend on a Saturday, and we've got it previewed for you on the show. A distinctly South African feel for the first part. We've got a special guest joining us, as well as an interview with Lyle Hewitson coming up. But there's no South Africans on the panel. We've got a Kiwi and a man from Britain. Hello, Nick Child.
Yes, hello, Mark. And I've never been to South Africa, but I'd love to go. But yes, very much a South African theme running through today's show. Looking forward to hearing from Keegan, and of course the racing is competitive stuff also.
What do we got coming up in the way of jackpots, Paul?
A couple of good ones for a Saturday there. 1.3 million going into the triple Trio, so that should get over the 3 million mark. And a really good one in the 6-up, 6.4 million, so that should get up over 12 million. So it's definitely worth a crack.
We'll have more from the boys very, very soon. But right now we're going to hear from a former South African champion jockey who's been here for just on a season. Nick Child sat down with an in-depth chat with Keagan De Melo.
Keagan De Melo rising from ashes, won it. Alacrity in front of Teller, Begil driving, and De Melo gets a double. Winning gold is a mile in front for Keagan De Melo, and winning gold bolts it in. Simply Maverick after Ivy League. Photo, it's either Simply Maverick or Ivy League.
Keegan De Melo, many thanks for joining us. We've been wanting to get you on the show for a little while. Firstly, how are things going? How have you settled into Hong Kong now?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Things are going pretty well. I've settled in quite nicely. My family's happy. I'm in a happy space, so I think it really bodes well for the future.
It's a different setup, Keegan. I mean, this place here, Sha Tin, where we're at now, and obviously Happy Valley and the whole of the Hong Kong Jockey Club, it's a slightly different setup to a lot of places around the world. How has the adjustment been from what you've known in South Africa for so many years to now Hong Kong?
Yeah, look, I think initially it was tough, not having anyone help do rides and bookings for you, but very spoilt in South Africa where we can have those options. But it's taken a long time to get to know the handicap system and get to know the horses and when to jump on them at the right time. So, look, starting to get used to that now, and it's getting a little bit easier.
Talking of being spoiled, not that you are spoiled, of course, but obviously very successful back in your native South Africa. Horses like Porter Manzano, Gimme a Prince, you had the luxury of riding some very good ones. I guess when a jockey comes to Hong Kong, you almost start again from zero, don't you?
Yeah, look, it's almost like starting your apprenticeship again. Back in South Africa, we had really good jockeys, and trying to ride against them as an apprentice was difficult, but we climbed the ladder pretty well, and it seems to be the same. Yeah, you're riding against some world-class guys across the world, and you just got to get used to that and remember where you came from.
What's been the most noticeable sort of difference, Keegan, out there on the track? I mean, obviously, perhaps the pace of racing, that sort of thing. Is it noticeable compared to South Africa? Yeah,
look, they do go a lot quicker here, and you got to get used to the pace, and you can't come out the gates too lackadaisy. You got to try get them out and get them rolling for a little bit, and else you just lose a position so quickly. And look, it takes to get getting used to. I used to ride for a trainer who liked to have his horses settled from behind and running on, so you got to adjust a little things and twerk a bit of things. So it seems to work here, and just trying to get the hang of it still.
I sense there's a distinct sort of element of pride being a South African and being in Hong Kong. I mean, there's been a long list of very successful jockeys that have been here, obviously from South Africa. Douglas White, notably, Basil Marcus, Felix Coetzee. Now we've got Lyle Hewitson here as well, obviously with you in the weighing room. Is it a proud thing to be able to come and ride here? I guess the fact that you're asked and invited, not everybody gets that invitation.
Yeah, look, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and there's a big difference in prize money and things like that, and we got to appreciate that, because South African racing, as good as it is, the prize money is not where it should be, and to race for money like this, and obviously Hong Kong, all the best jockeys around the world come to visit. It's a real privilege and honour.
As we mentioned, obviously you've had a decent season so far. Hopefully that continues towards the end of it. You've made some notable connections. One that I really wanted to sort of ask you about and press you on is the one with Chris So, because that connection seems to be bearing plenty of fruit.
Yeah, look, Chris and his team have been very good to me and very loyal, and in a place like Hong Kong, loyalty is hard to find, and you just got to take him as it comes and slowly learn that. And not working for a yard and trying to freelance and get rides is very difficult. So when you find someone that's really loyal to you, you got to appreciate and take it with both hands. And try my best for everyone out there, and Chris has been just very, very good to me.
And you've got a nice ride for him this weekend. Let's touch upon your rides on Saturday. I guess winning gold, Keegan, perhaps the standout. I mean, that win last time was quite authoritative.
Yeah, look, it was the first time he drew a gate last time, and you know, drawing a gate on a young horse is instrumental to how they're going to perform. And he drew a good gate, and he was in a good position throughout. And we always thought quite a bit of him. He's obviously a small horse, but he's taken a lot of time to come to hand, and it took a while to get him right out those gates. He was very difficult inside the gates, and he's learned slowly. And you saw last time everything went his way, and it showed you, it was a reflection on his true ability.
Yeah, for sure. He looks like a very nice horse. We're obviously getting towards the burning embers of this season as we work towards sort of June and July. Final meeting of the year, season's over. Keagan De Melo, where are you in the table? How many winners have you ridden? That sort of thing.
Look, it's difficult to answer that because the season's been so up and down for me, but
where would you like to be?
I would like to be on 30, to be honest. You know, I think that's a good mark without any high expectations. I didn't come here with any expectations, so everything that has happened and happened for me has truly been a great honour and privilege to be a part of. And look, I think 30 would be a nice mark at this stage if it can carry on that way.
It's a nice number. I hope you get there. I'm sure you will. Thanks for chatting to us, and best of luck on the weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Great to have Keegan on the show, and a couple of his horses you saw in that package. He rides again on the weekend, Panda Legend, and also winning gold, as we now focus on Saturday afternoon's meeting. And we've got some dual course action for meeting 71. 8 on the sea course and 2 races on the all-weather. The 2 races we feature on the show. Race number 7, the Hong Kong China Rugby Cup Class 2 over the 1600, and the Austin Handicap, the Class 3 over the 1200 metres. The first of them, though, over the mile, and Golden Scenery. The Golden Scenery is stepping up from the 1400 metres. Flaming Rabbit's coming back from the 1800. Helene Feeling comes out of the Derby. Spirited Express has had 2 trials. Cheng Cheng Glory has his first start since the Derby as well. Bourbon Air has had numerous trials since his last start, and Sweet Encounter is a 2-time course and distance winner. Flaming Rabbit here, Paul, jumps straight on the lead.
Yeah, he does. And look, he's back to form, isn't he? His last 2 starts in particular have both been very good from the front. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to scoot across and get to the lead. Bourbon Air likes to go forward. Outgate's drawn wide. He might just have to work a little bit. Now, there is a bit of a run to that first bend of 1600. On the other scale, the Best Peach has got no early speed. He goes back, as has the Golden Scenery. The little query I had in this race was Cheng Cheng Glory, because he likes to go forward, but with the pace underneath him, I thought he might just try and get a bit of cover in this race.
Flaming Rabbit, easy leader here, Nick.
I think so, yeah.
So he's got it right. When you do the speed map and there's like Flaming Rabbit in there and the Best Peach, do you use like a rabbit on the table and a peach just to signify who they are?
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're a paper and pencil man still, aren't you?
Definitely.
All right.
I'm a dinosaur in that respect.
Here is the rider of Flaming Rabbit right now, Lyle Hewitson with Nick.
Lyle Hewitson, Flaming Rabbit, one of your rides on Saturday. Handy horse, this fellow. They're bringing him back in trip as well. Let's touch upon his run last time. That was over the 18. How did you assess his performance?
I thought he performed admirably. It was a very good run. He had to shoulder the big weight over a distance he was trying for the first time. And I wouldn't say against his pattern, but you know, he wasn't allowed to dictate as he liked, and hit the front and was strong through to the finish, and you know, just got overhauled late. So very good run. He's got the big weight again, but back to the trip where he has performed very well consistently. So yeah, looking forward to him. He's come out of that race really well, and he should be a live chance again.
A couple of questions. Firstly, the trip, obviously, you know, trying a new distance. Do you think that might be re-explored? And secondly, how much better a horse is he when he can dictate?
So to answer your first question, I think it'll definitely be re-explored. I think he showed that he handled very well, and probably when he goes up in class or gets one of those extended rating bands, he could carry a bit less weight and would be even more competitive. And yeah, look, he's got such a high galloping tempo and can start to pick it up from 600 out. So when he gets to dictate, he doesn't have to be challenged when doing so. And I think that's why he's probably a touch better when he's allowed to dictate. But like I said, that showed that he can run like that too, and he's done it a few times. So he's getting a little bit more versatile, and at least we have another trick up our sleeve in terms of distances. He gets anywhere from the 14 to the 18 now.
horses at this grade, obviously they do meet quite frequently. Going through that run last time, Le City Blanche was down the field. Obviously he's come out and put his hand up with a Group 3 win, so that the form's not the worst.
Yeah, the form is good. He's always bumped shoulders with some really nice horses who have either performed well before their runs or after their runs. So he's shown his quality, and like I said, he's a pleasure to ride. He's a good horse, and like I said, he'll be a chance once again.
Gate 6, how easy does that make things for you to try and get to that lead?
Yeah, it does help. I think a middle draw suits a horse like him, that he gets forward, and he's got such good gate speed. So it maps pretty well, although he does sort of help himself out from any draw. So 6 we're happy with that, and he should get a good run of the race.
Course and distance winner 2 starts ago. Nick, is he the one to beat?
I think so. I like him coming back in trip, for sure. And I mean, as Lyle said in that interview, he is a good horse when able to dictate a better horse even.
Yeah, he's a hard horse to get past for sure.
As was this horse at times this season, Paul, Cheng Glory. He's always been on your radar. How did you assess him in this field?
Yeah, look, I've put him in for sure in this race. He's coming out of the Derby, of course. It was a pretty good run. He didn't lead in this race. I don't think he won't be able to have the pace of Flaming Rabbit in this one. That's why I just think they might be a little bit more conservative with him.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, he was 6th in the Derby. You've also got Helene Feeling, who was 9th in the Derby. They were sort of beaten more or less the same sort of distance here, so there's not probably a great deal between them both. And I think both horses do represent a decent chance. They're obviously handy types who continue to race well.
Both have had trials too since the Derby. Off we go now, Nick, to a race at Happy Valley with Outgate running 2nd and Mr Ascendancy running 3rd. He's in good form, Mr Ascendancy, but yet to win over the 1600 at Sha Tin.
Yeah, look, he's a horse actually has done it all. He's won at Sha Tin, Happy Valley and on the all-weather, so he's ultra versatile. Look, he's racing really well. They've left him on 96 on the back of this run, in behind Moments in Time. He's run a nice race since at a better level, and well, Outgate Paul has had a run since, and I'd probably prefer Mr Ascendancy over the 2.
Yeah, I didn't actually put either of them in, but Outgate's got a sticky draw, I thought, barrier 8.
Tony Cruz, Paul, won the Trainers' Challenge on Wednesday night. How do his runners stack up on Saturday?
Well, he's got some good ones. I thought the Best Peach, I think, is a chance definitely in this race of his 3 on that page. California Deep will be running on, but I quite like the Best Peach. I think he's a chance.
I'd give old Berlin Tango a bit of a chance as well. I thought that was quite an open race, actually.
He runs in one of the 2 races on the all-weather, but selection time, Paul.
Going to go with Flaming Rabbit on top. I think he'll be out of trouble in front and can scoot along there. The Best Peach, they will go quick, so he should get the race run to suit. And then Cheng Glory and Helene Feeling coming out of the Derby. 2, 5, 7 and 4.
Yeah, also going with the Rabbit here. Flaming Rabbit, I think, is the one they've got to beat. Back to his best trip, and he looks a strong chance in this. In for 2nd goes Helene Feeling. I think he can certainly run with her. Mr Ascendancy a bit the same, and Cheng Glory, didn't want to leave him out there, far from disgraced in the Derby. 2, 4, 3 and 7.
Both Paul and Nick with a furry friend in race number 7 as we head to a break on Racing to Win. Back with plenty more right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win as we wind our way through Sha Tin on Saturday. Paul, we're out of the break, so it's time for it's the last run reminder. It's about to appear. Got to reach right up now for the...
Yeah.
this.
We need to get you a little ladder.
Yeah. Have you got one?
There'll be one somewhere, no doubt. Race 5, number 2, Storm Legend. This one now, they didn't go quick in this race. You can see him out of the gates. He drew wide, sort of went back in the initial stages. So they didn't go overly quick here. And you can see he's way away from the winner there. He's actually all the way to the back, over the 1,200 metres. And they went the first 800 metres, they went 0.47 slower than standard. He's still last, coming into the turn there, and made up really good ground. He sort of weaved his way through the field and finished off nicely. So did catch the eye, so thought it was a pretty good run here from Storm Legend. Should be at a decent price on Saturday as well, so he could be one there. And you can see he's slightly held up there, probably went back to the inside. I mean, the first 2 scooted away, but I like the way he really finished off strongly there.
He gets a better draw this week too. Gate 3, Ellis Wong takes a £7 claim. Hasn't raced for a little while, since January, Storm Legend's last start. So he's the last run reminder, race 5, number 2. On to race number 10 we go now to end the show preview, and the Austin Handicap has 80 light years at the top in good form. Stellar Express race wide at his first time over the 1200 metres. Gusto Sissimo has his second start in Hong Kong. Wider draw for Gracious Express. Leslie's placed 3 from 4 course and distance. Beauty Missile, you can up that. He's placed 2 for 2 course and distance. And E-Legend is a horse that's placed 3 from 5 course and distance. Paul, with 80 light years going to the lead.
Yeah, he led all the way last time, was a strong leader, and there's no reason why they won't try it again. I think it worked really well last time, so he can lead. Stellar Express should get a nice trail. E-Legend might have to work just to get across.
Yeah, look, Gusto Sissimo likely to get back, get plenty of cover there as well. Telecom Power shown little speed in his couple of starts, and California Deeply went back last time. He's drawn middle of the line, so imagine him to get somewhere near the rear.
We do start with our first replay, Nick, the likely leader in the race, 80 light years. He's having a terrific season. 7 starts, 2 wins and 5 placings so far.
Yeah, look, this was a really good win, actually. And look, there was an air of sort of arrogance about it, if anything, really, because he's won by a length. Probably could have been more, in fairness. And look, he's got form around some good horses, this fellow. Champion Instinct, gorgeous win, and notably Kaying Rising. He was only a half a length behind him three runs ago, off of a mark of 67. So, look, this was a really tidy win. He's very consistent. Zach Purton, Benno Young, always a combination worth following. A bit more weight here, though, Paul, but I think he's value for more still.
Yeah, I think, look, he can dictate in front, and as such, he's going to be tough to beat again, I agree.
That was Righteous Arian on the extreme outside, who's raced well twice at Happy Valley since that race. Paul, we move on now to our next replay, which is Amazing Victory. He runs 8th, but he doesn't get too much room in the straight. He's been to the Chung Fa trials. He raced a bit keen in front in that trial, but not usually a leader on race day. No,
and look, he hasn't won this season. In fact, he hasn't won for a while. December 2022 was the last time he won. So if there's trouble to be found, it's like going out on a Friday night, he'll find it. This horse, that seems to be the problem. He just doesn't get much luck. Now, he has drawn barrier 1, so he's going to get his opportunity, you think.
Yeah, I can't say I go out very much on a Friday night, so I wouldn't know. But look, his last win came off 68, December 22, as you mentioned, and 72 rated now, so that just goes to demonstrate his consistency without winning. He's still above his last winning mark.
He is indeed, and Chris, those horses are racing very well as we go to the 600-metre mark here, Nick, with Gracious Express running 5th. Stellar Express, he covered plenty of ground. His first 3 starts, he placed in all of them down the straight. Telecom Powers on the inside, California Deeply 8th, and Gusto Sissimo's well back in the field. This was a yielding track this day.
It was. Phoenix Light was the winner on this occasion. He's a horse that's going quite well, and you've also got the likes of James Tack in here as well, so I think it's a decent enough form race. I quite like Gracious Express out of this. He's run 5th. There's not a great deal between a number of these. I know there'll be plenty liking the horse in yellow and black as well. Gusto Sissimo, who's kept on quite nicely also. But Gracious Express, I thought, looked interesting here. 3 good runs so far, and I think getting onto maybe a slightly better surface will suit him.
Yeah, I agree, and I quite like the way Gusto Sissimo did finish off nicely as well. But Stellar Express, by Zoostar Stellar Express, so I think he'll sit just behind 80 light years, and he might trouble him in the straight.
On we go, Paul, to E-Legend and also Beauty Missile. He's behind the leader, E-Legend, stays on for 2nd. His winning form's largely been at Happy Valley, but he's been competing well around Sha Tin, and Beauty Missile, he had to overcome a wide draw in this race.
Yeah, look, the thing with, I don't mind Beauty Missile because I think he'll be finishing off really strongly. E-Legend, now comes out of that 80 light year race, and he couldn't get anywhere near the lead, and he's drawn 9 there as well, so that worries me a bit with him.
Yeah, combined they've run 30 times on the Sha Tin turf for 9 seconds, so they get close, they just struggle to win, the pair of them here.
They do indeed. As we head to the trial file now, Nick, and a rainy Sha Tin morning. That's Prawns 11 running 4th in this trial. He was a winner 3 starts ago, and draws 12. Harry Bentley, Mark Newnham. He carries 11 more pounds on his back than what he did when he did win that race 3 back.
Yeah, look, and £7 higher officially, and obviously the conditions of this race, as you say, means he has to carry that bit more. But look, the trial was okay. He's been held in a couple since that performance, though they were in pretty hot races. But I, for one, would just like to watch him this time.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, that trial there, it doesn't really show much because it was just more of a maintenance trial, wasn't it?
What about California Deeply? Now, we saw him in that replay before, but he has been on your list at times.
He has. Look, he gets back, he runs on. I just think this might be a little bit too rich for him. Look, he always raced over 1,000, didn't he? He finally stepped up to 1,200 metres and raced well. I'd like to see him go back to Happy Valley now, because that's where his wins have been, over 1,200.
Yeah, and look, the run 2 back behind Hasten Delight was decent. That was off of this mark as well. So, look, he's capable, but I agree with Paul, which doesn't happen all that often, but yeah, I would like to see him go back to the Valley.
One we also haven't talked about, Nick, is Leslie. Now, his last 3 have been either on the all-weather or at Happy Valley. Good draw, Ben Thompson, Michael Chang, and he's been more than competitive over the 1,200.
He has, and look, and Michael had a winner on Wednesday night, so his horses are in pretty good form and good draw. Don't mind the booking of Ben at all. You know, obviously very likeable sort of jockey and a good jockey, and he's only £2 higher than his last win.
Yeah, and he can pop up at occasions, normally at a decent price.
He's indeed, and it is a Saturday.
Yes.
Yes, rightio. Who wins the last?
Going to go with the favourite. Well, the likely favourite anyway, which is 80 Light Years to beat Stellar Express. I think they'll be 1-2 in the run. Gustosissimo finishing off strongly with Beauty Missile. 1-2-5-10.
Yeah, gone the 7 here. Gracious Express, I thought he was quite an interesting runner in this race. Any number of chances, I thought, in this. Over the top 180 Light Years, he is the one they've got to beat, but it wouldn't be impossible if he was beaten. Stellar Express goes in, coming through the same race as the selection, and Gustosissimo goes in for 4th. 7-1-2-5.
It's a really good race to end the day. Very competitive field, but 80 Light Years is in terrific form. There are 10 races and you can preview them all on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video for race-by-race analysis. Paul, it is best bet time.
Right, and we're going race 9 for me, and Sky We Trust. Going to go with this horse here, Sky Trust. He's drawn perfectly in barrier number 1. He got out at the right time. This is over the 1,400 metres. I think, you know, he eventually will be up to the 1,600 metres for him. Stayed on nice enough, but I thought just from the inside draw he's going to get a perfect run, and he was just mugged late here, and I thought it was a good run from him, and I think he can overcome that and win this race, race 9. And the long shot, and on the all-weather, Panda Legend. Very unlucky last time. I think he'd be a decent price. So race 4, number 2, Panda Legend. As far as the play is concerned, we'll do it in the feature. Flaming Rabbit, The Best Peach, and Chang Ten Glory, a QQP.
Yeah, my best bet was worked out at the entry stage. It was an easy one. Race 6, number 3, Low Pan Spirit. Very good on debut when scoring at odds. Harry Bentley on board once again. Here he is winning on his debut. Didn't go much of a pace here, but he's given a really good kick. And the front 2 finished comfortably clear as well. The form looks to be working out quite nicely. You'll notice that horse in the blue, white and black. That's a winner recently at Happy Valley. So, look, the form looks good. It's a good, tough win. I think he's better than this, and I think he'll go on nicely. So Low Pan Spirit is the best. Long shot, race 2, number 2, Apache Pass. Hasn't won for a fair while, but he's got a new jockey on here, Hugh Bowman. Makes him interesting. And the play, race 3, interesting newcomer this. We're going Fast Responder, very fast horse.
Go race number 2 on the all-weather, and So We Joy. Andrea Atzani and Michael Chang. Bit unlucky last time, and he does bob up from time to time. He's a 4-time course and distance winner, So We Joy. Stablemate will go right in that race too in Woodfire Bro. But the best, race 2, number 4, the long shot, Crazy Treasure. Bit disappointing last time. Ran on well 2 starts ago. Lexi Vidal rides him for Mark Newnham from Barry number 10. He's been plagued with some ordinary draws right throughout his short career. And the play will go race 5, King Miles, and the horse we just saw being beaten by Low Pan Spirit. Awesome Treasure. He goes in Crazy Treasure, 3, 6 and 10 in a QQP. Looking at the diary about what is upcoming as we head towards the end of the month and the Champions and Chater. But before we get there, we have Happy Valley on Wednesday night and back to Sha Tin on the 19th for a 12:15 start time. And of course, big news through today, Nick, on Friday, that Romantic Warrior is confirmed for the Yasuda Kinnan.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff, isn't it? I know they've always wanted to go and run the horse over in Japan, and this is the race that they've earmarked, and they're going to go and run him in it. So, yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, he travels well. We know that because he went to Australia and won the Cox Plate.
Cox Plate, Yasuda Kinnan all in the 1 year and a stack of races in Hong Kong. What a horse.
Yeah, wouldn't be many that have done it.
There is not indeed. So that news through earlier today. But Sha Tin's coming up on Saturday afternoon. Good program coming up out there. The first race does get underway at the regular start time of 1 o'clock. Big thanks to the boys, both Nick and Paul, for their preview of races 7 and 10 that we have seen here on the show. We will join you, however, for racing on Saturday afternoon at Sha Tin, with a number of first starters also going through the card. See you tomorrow, Sha Tin, Saturday.